Section 57, natural justice from the case officer. Should you be stressed out? Potentially, Section 57 request may mean that there is a problem. Very typical scenarios are PIC 4020, which is bogus documents of false or misleading information, or health concerns, or any other reasons why your visa application may be refused. For example, partners, they may identify that you are not partners. After having looked at the evidence, it doesn't seem that there is a genuine relationship between you two, right? But very often, Section 57 is about false information, a bogus document, a health concern. For example, your health tests have arrived. I had situations with clients, maybe with older clients, for example, for a parent visa, that the health exam arrives and they don't meet the health criteria because they had cancer in the past and cancer is coming back, unfortunately. And then you have Section 57. Section 57 is a request to comment on the adverse information. It's not any good if you get it. Doesn't mean that your visa will be refused, but certainly the case officer is considering such a scenario if you have a Section 57 request. A different scenario of a health concern may be when, for example, you get and it happens with everyone, not only with older people, younger people may get a Section 57 for not meeting the health requirement, which will say, hey, we found that you have AIDS. And sometimes people don't even know it until the test arrives that they have AIDS or another serious disease. And then some visas, you can waive the health concern, the health criterion. For other visas, you can't, and it becomes a real problem. Also, misleading information or a bogus document. It's a very, very big thing. And if the case officer alleges that you have provided false information or you have supplied a bogus document to the department, you need to contact a professional immediately. Because very often, even if the people are not at fault, even if applicants have not in fact deceived the department, they are not able to find the right words to make good submissions to convince the department that they didn't do any wrong. So if you haven't used an agent, or if you haven't used a lawyer, it's time that you use one, because Section 57 gives you 28 days to respond. If you don't respond, it's very likely that you are in trouble. If you respond, but the response doesn't mitigate the officer's concern, and the officer still thinks that you don't meet the requirements for the visa to be granted, then that visa application is going to be refused. And it's sometimes very significant. The consequences of some visa refusals are very significant. And bear in mind, if you get a Section 57, the case officer is taking the refusal options quite seriously. So it may be what you eventually have. So it's never too late when you get a Section 57. You have 28 days. It's nice to start looking for a professional from day one who'll be able to have your back, who'll be able to realistically advise you. Is it going to work? For the money they will charge, for the response they will provide, is it going to work? What's the likelihood of success? No one can provide a guarantee, but what's the likelihood of success? What's the likelihood of the visa being granted? That's the things you have to agree with your professional who you will hire at the very outset. What's the likelihood? What do they think about the likelihood of success and your scenario? And if you're happy to go ahead, do it, because it's going to be pretty important for your case to respond to that Section 57 request, which is called natural justice. Why is it called natural justice? Because you're heading down the refusal path, and the law asks, what else do you have to say? What else do you have to say? And it's very important to respond properly.